In tonight's headlines, a rise in student suicides just 2 weeks after the start of the new school year has raised concerns as to why are youngsters feeling so helpless. Restaurant business in many parts of Hong Kong takes a hit as people go on holiday to celebrate Mid-Autumn Festival. And Hezbollah blames Israel for a series of pager explosions across Lebanon, which killed 9 people so far. In just 2 weeks since the start of the school year, 3 students have tragically taken their own lives, prompting urgent discussions about mental health support in Hong Kong's educational institutions. A study released by the University of Hong Kong showed that the suicide rate among youngsters under 15 surged drastically from 0.9 per 100,000 people to 2.9 over the last 2 years. The situation was more serious among teenage girls, hitting 4.2 per 100,000 people. Chief Executive John Lee has indicated that improvements are needed for the Education Bureau's current 3-tier emergency mechanism, which consists of school counseling, referrals to social services, and referrals to the hospital authority. HOYIBC, chairperson of the Association of Careers Masters and Guidance Masters, noted that data shows more students seek help at the highest tier compared to the second tier. However, she emphasized that this does not mean schools are over-referring students. In a radio interview, Ho stated that while the numbers reflect lower demand for second-tier support, it is not due to schools being overly cautious or misusing referrals. She stressed that educators take each student seriously, as varying emotional responses can lead to negative outcomes. Referrals are made with student safety and health in mind. Ho suggested that local medical professionals should assess students' needs before moving to the third tier and advise against using hotlines for communication between schools and healthcare providers. Additionally, she called for better communication between authorities and the education sector when optimizing existing mechanisms, along with more training for teachers. While she supports retaining the third tier for urgent assistance, she believes it could benefit from increased flexibility and emphasizes the importance of educating parents about the system. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News. As the city gets ready to celebrate the 75th National Day, the government has planned over 400 promotional activities, including discounts on meals, shopping, and entertainment. However, the restaurant industry anticipates a challenging year, expecting business revenue to fall short of last year's $300 million due to a sluggish economy and increased travel to the mainland. The Mid-Autumn Festival, typically a peak celebration for dining out, has seen mixed results. Some restaurants near Victoria Park reported full bookings, but overall business in the sector across many parts of Hong Kong saw a decline of about 10%. Taking to the airwaves, Simon Wong, president of the Hong Kong Federation of Restaurants and Related Trades, explained that festive activities like drone displays and fire dragon dances have attracted crowds to specific locations, such as Victoria Harbour, benefiting eateries there. However, this has resulted in a quieter business in other districts. In celebration of National Day, the government is offering free rides on trams and ferries, as well as discounts on the MTR. Around 3,000 restaurants are participating in a promotion by providing a 25% discount on select dishes and set menus to encourage Hong Kongers to dine out. Wong predicts that this year's revenue will not match last year's figures, citing economic challenges and a dwindle in large dining events. He emphasized that nearly 90% of dining consumption comes from local customers, and despite an expected increase in mainland tourists, per capita spending has decreased by about 20%, making it difficult for businesses to thrive. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News. A collision in Tsingyi between 2 private vehicles resulted in 1 car overturning before catching fire. 1 driver was injured in the accident, which occurred around 5 a.m. on Tsingyi Road West, as a white car was heading towards the airport when it collided head-on with another vehicle near a gas station, causing road blockage. The white car flipped over and caught fire, but the driver managed to escape the vehicle just in time. Emergency services transported the driver to the hospital for emergency treatment. Firefighters swiftly arrived on the scene to extinguish the flames, which had severely damaged the car's interior. The cause of the accident is currently being investigated.
Police arrested a 36-year-old man suspected of drug trafficking and illegal driving during a pre-dawn operation in Tsim Sha Tsui today. The officers intercepted the suspect's car on Austin Road after detecting that the vehicle's registration had expired. Upon searching the car, they discovered 32 packages of suspected meth and ketamine with an estimated street value of approximately $19,000. A sniffer dog was on the scene to facilitate evidence collection. Activities were held across the country today in commemoration of the 93rd anniversary of the September 18th incident, which sparked Japan's invasion of China and ultimately led to the 14-year struggle of resistance during World War II. In Liaoning Province, a bell-ringing ceremony was held in Shenyang City at the September 18th History Museum to mark the occasion. 93 years ago, Japanese troops detonated a section of railway they controlled and falsely accused Chinese forces of sabotage, using it as a pretext for their invasion. People from all walks of life struck a bell 14 times, symbolizing the 14 years of fight against Japanese aggressors by the Chinese people. The bell's inscription read, "Never forget national humiliation." Meanwhile, 14 cities in Liaoning sounded air raid sirens for 3 minutes at 9:18 a.m. Vehicles came to a halt and honked, while citizens stood in silent tribute to the dark chapter in history. Ships and trains also joined in the solemn commemoration. In Hong Kong, the Action Committee for Defending the Diaoyu Islands organized a protest march in Central. Culminating in a demonstration outside the Japanese consulate, the activists demanded that the Japanese government apologizes and provides compensation for its wartime atrocities against China.
The election to pick Macau's next chief executive will take place on October 13th, with former top judge Sam Ho-fai confirmed as the sole nominee for the post. The election committee accepted Sam's nomination, which was supported by 386 confirmed votes from electors. Macau's Electoral Affairs Commission has completed its review of Sam's eligibility, confirming that he meets the necessary criteria. Additionally, the Macau National Security Committee has endorsed Sam's commitment to upholding the basic law of Macau and loyalty to the People's Republic of China and the SAR. All relevant information will be posted and uploaded on official websites. With no objections raised within a day, the Electoral Affairs Commission is expected to officially announce Sam Ho-fai as the candidate for the upcoming chief executive election on Friday. Chief Executive Ho Yat-seng is not seeking a second term due to health issues.
At least 9 people were killed and over 2,800 were wounded across Lebanon after hundreds of pagers used by members of Iran-backed militia group Hezbollah exploded simultaneously. An 8-year-old girl was among the dead, Lebanese Health Minister Faraz Abiad said in a casualty update. Iran's ambassador in Lebanon was also hurt in the incident. Meanwhile, 200 of the wounded were in critical conditions, with injuries mostly reported to the face, hands, and stomach, the official said. Most of the explosions happened in Hezbollah strongholds in the southern suburbs of the capital Beirut, and in South Lebanon and in the eastern Bekaa Valley. Hezbollah has accused Israel and vowed for retaliation, saying it will get its fair punishment. The Israeli military has not responded to the incident, but indicated that it will be well prepared for counterattacks. To avoid surveillance by Israel, Hezbollah has called on its members to use pagers for communication. A Hezbollah official called the explosions the biggest security breach in years. Similar blasts occurred in neighboring Syria, where 14 people were wounded. The pagers used by Hezbollah are the brand of a company from Taiwan. However, Taipei-based Gold Apollo, which makes wireless communication devices, clarified that the pagers were sold under their brand name but were manufactured by a European company named BAC through a licensing deal. The United States, Israel's top arms provider and close ally, said it was not involved and not aware of this incident in advance. Quentin Yap, Cable News.
Fu Kong, China's permanent representative to the United Nations, has slammed Israel for the unauthorized occupation of Palestinian territory. Speaking at the UN General Assembly's special emergency session on the question of Palestine, Fu said decades of occupation and oppression have inflicted untold sufferings on the Palestinian people and made the long-cherished dream of independent statehood ever more elusive. Ending the occupation is not an option but a legal obligation for Israel, he stressed. Fu emphasized that the implementation of the two-state solution is the only viable way to resolve the question of Palestine and is the broad consensus of the international community. Only a complete end to the occupation and the establishment of the independent state of Palestine will truly make it possible for Palestine and Israel to live side by side in peace, Fu added.
An extremist group linked to terror network Al-Qaeda attacked a military training complex in Bamako, the capital of Mali, yesterday morning local time. A security official of the Western African nation said a number of military personnel were killed and there was significant damage to the facility. The airport in Bamako was also targeted, where the attackers allegedly burned the president's plane and temporarily took control of a hangar which is used for hosting foreign dignitaries. Most of the attackers were killed in a gunfight with soldiers, said General Umar Diarra, the army chief of staff. Later, the military confirmed that there were attacks across multiple locations, without providing further details. At least 15 people involved in the incident were arrested, and the military said the situation was under control. Jihadist group Jamaat Nusrat al-Islam wal Muslimin claimed the responsibility, saying it had inflicted heavy human and material losses. Mali, along with its neighbors, Burkina Faso and Niger, has for over a decade battled an insurgency fought by armed groups, including some allied with Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State group.